All right, so I'm walking around the infield. The Tulsa Shootout, I'm gonna pick this thing up just in case. Tulsa Shootout for 2026 is finally done. All the races just ended. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, take a look at the track. I've never stepped foot in here before. Watched this on TV a lot, Chili Bowl and a Shootout. So it's pretty cool to be able to actually walk in here, step on this surface that, although I know it's not really the same as something like Daytona or Eldora, Knoxville. It's still pretty cool to be able to step on here. This event has been happening for a long time, not just micros. It used to be go-karts and quads and all kinds of stuff. Now it's just purely micros. But to be able to step on here on a surface that some of the greats have run on, Kyle Larson's run on here, Jeff Gordon's run, he ran a midget here like years ago, but there's some big names that have been on here, so it's pretty cool to be able to step on here and walk around. But the races are done, so there's not really anybody left. I'm gonna pull up the names real quick because I forgot them already. So stock non-wing was Cullen Hutchinson. Junior sprints was Jax Whittemer. Winged outlaw was Dayson Pursley. Finally got a second one. Restricted was California's Braxton Vasconcelos. I believe he's from Visalia. I know that A-class was Jet Yanis. I think he's from Bakersfield. And then non-wing outlaw was Jonathan Beeson. And the racing was pretty good. The last one, the non-wing outlaw, took a while to get started for some reason. It just, every time the green flag came out, before they even made it into 1 and 2, there was just chaos. Somebody did something, somebody made a bad move. So we probably ran something like 20 caution laps before the very first green flag lap was completed. It was pretty bad. But once it got started, it wasn't too bad. There was only a handful of cautions. It didn't take too long. I think the whole race only lasted maybe 10 minutes. So it wasn't too bad. Pretty good racing. There was a whole freaking Jet Yanis was using this crazy line, and he was able to move up pretty good. I think it was Jet Yanis. It may not have been. I know it was a 10J, and I'm pretty sure it was Jet Yanis' car. I just don't know for sure. But he would come in here into 1, and he would use this line where he'd go up onto this berm. Banked sideways. He'd get to about here, and then he'd just shoot down the straight backstretch all the way into 3. And he had immense speed. He had to have been going 10 miles an hour faster than everybody down the backstretch. It was an amazing line to watch. And he kept trying to make it work in 3 and 4, but I just don't think it was there. It just wasn't the same. I think the curb just wasn't quite the same. And so he didn't quite get the run down the front stretch that he did down the back stretch. So it's pretty cool. I know he moved up, whoever it was. I'm pretty sure it was Jet Yanis, but I don't know for sure. I'll find out. He moved up, but he didn't get up to where he wanted to, I'm sure. He won that previous race, so I was kind of hoping he'd be able to go 2 for 2, but it just didn't quite work. Cash Levenberg went from, I want to say he was outside 6th row, and then he got to 5th. He got top 5, so it was pretty cool to see Cash, another California native, Cash get up to top 5 in the shootout. I was really, really hoping he was going to get some more time to make the bottom. He was making the bottom work for him, and he was moving up. He just didn't have enough time to get up there, so I was really hoping that was going to be able to happen, and it just didn't. But hopefully next year he can do it again. Overall, this trip was awesome. Never been here before. The last time I was out of state was probably 15 years ago. Me and my sister and my mom took a trip to take her to a equine school somewhere in Kentucky, and that was the last time I went on a road trip out of state. Before that, I think I went to Vegas maybe for my birthday. So it's cool to be able to do this. I'm missing my wife and kids. I've been gone from them for over a week now. We FaceTime every day. I just want to be able to get home and hold them again. I know they miss me. I know my oldest, Ellie, she misses me. She tells mom, and she sends me voice messages all the time saying how much she misses me and she wants me to be home. So I can't wait to be back home. But I have to thank my wife. I have to thank Maddie, because she let me do this. This isn't something I thought I was ever going to be able to do, especially with having a life, having kids. I lost my job over a year ago. So to be able to do this and have people trust in me enough to come this far, and in a year, I haven't really been pushing this except for maybe the last 10 months. But in the year that I've leaned into this, I've come a lot farther than I thought I would. I've met a lot of people, and I've had a lot of people trust me with their content, with getting them their memories captured at the racetrack. So to be able to do that it's amazing. And I know I'm lucky to be able to do it. Not a lot of people can say that they can do this. And not a lot of people say that they're good enough at it to where they have so many people trust them with that kind of stuff. And to be able to provide the quality content that they want to see, whether it's for themselves or they see it from someone else and they decide, hey, you know what, I want to see if you can do something like that for me. I know that I'm lucky to be able to do that, so I have to thank my wife for trusting me enough and putting up with the kids for a week without me to be able to let me do this, because this is amazing. Not a lot of people get to show up and do this kind of thing, at all, much less make money at it. Before I showed up, I know I've talked about this already. Before I showed up, I had, I think 6 or 7 people that had booked me. Most people from California. By the time Tuesday started, the first day of racing started, I had more than I could handle. I think I had 15 clients total. And it was something like 28, 30 cars, something like that. It was quite a few. And that was just that wasn't me reaching out to anybody. I wasn't advertising. They just knew that I was gonna be here. And they were like, hey, you're gonna be there. Can you capture this for us? And of course I was able to. I was very stressed and very worried about it at first because I wasn't sure. I didn't get infield credentials this time. I just applied too late. They had a lot of people and I just didn't make the cut. Not for quality reasons. The guy said we just had so many that you didn't apply soon enough was all. So my goal is to try and come again next year, but this time I'm going, as soon as they say that media applications are open, I am going to apply. That way I know I can get infield access and I know I can go wherever I want to be able to do this type of stuff. So I was very stressed about that at first because I was like, what if I don't get enough content? Or what if I don't get good enough content for my customers? What am I going to say to them? They've handed me their hard-earned money they work for that I know is, it just gets tighter and tighter every year. And what if I can't deliver? What if I can't live up to their expectations? So I was very worried about that at first. But as the week went on, I kind of got into and I know it happens, I know that it happens, and in my brain I knew it was gonna happen, but I stressed about it anyway. I kind of got into my rhythm, my groove. I started figuring out where I could and couldn't go, what I could and couldn't do. And I think I got some pretty good content. I don't think I was able to get up to the bar that I've set for myself at my local tracks, just because I'm very comfortable there. But I think I did better than I thought I was going to, especially going into the week on Monday. So we'll see once I get everything done. I'm still worried about it, and I won't stop worrying about it until I get everything done and delivered. But it's amazing to be able to do it, and I hope that I don't disappoint anybody. But like I said, I have to thank my wife for letting me do this, for allowing me to. I asked her like 6 months in advance, 7 months in advance, and I asked her several times before I finally agreed, and said, okay, I'm gonna go. So I have to say thank you to my wife. I have to tell her thank you. I know she probably won't watch this. She's not really a racing content kind of person. She watches other stuff and I'm fine with it. She does her own thing. I do my own thing. I'm not worried about it. But I have to say thank you to her for letting me do this. The biggest thank you to her. She's at home, putting up with the kids by herself, going to work and all that. And then I have to thank the Leals, Jimmy and Nicole, for letting me go with them, to let me stay with them. They put up with me for the week and all my gear and all that. They gave me a place to stay for the week while I do this. I have to thank them for letting me do it. I talked to them about it one day, and then Nicole was just like, hey, if you want to go, you got a place. You can come with us. So I have to say thank you for them, because without them, there's no way this would have happened. There's no way. I would not have come. Getting a plane ticket is expensive, prohibitively expensive. And then driving here was out of the question because it's just too long for me to drive by myself. And with gas and food and then, hotel stays to obviously be able to make it, that was expensive too, and it probably wasn't something that would have happened otherwise. So I have to say thank you to the Wheels for that. And my goal is to come back to this next year. My goal is also to come to the Chili Bowl Nationals, because that is a whole different animal. Why, I don't know, but it is. And that's definitely something I'm going to try to come to. My friend Jacob Avila, 1425 Photography, he's going this year in a couple weeks. I think it's like the 12th to the 17th or something. I know there's a big banner around here that says the dates, but I don't know where it's at. They're coming. He does really good content, really good photos and everything. So I wish I could go. I want to go with them just because I know that they know what they're doing. I know they're cool guys. Him and his son are going to go, him and Ryan Avila. I'd love to be able to go with them, but I just can't be away from my wife and kids. It's just too much to ask. So next year I'm going to try and go to the Shootout, and then one of these years I'm going to try and go to the Chili Bowl just for fun. I don't know when that'll be, but I'll figure it out eventually. But I hadn't really talked to you guys much all week. I just wanted to talk to you guys again because this is something I like doing. Everybody's cheering up there. I don't know what's going on, talking about something. But anyway, it was really fun. I met a lot of cool people. I met other photographers, other content creators, drivers. I met Kyle Larson. I was standing right next to Kyle Busch in staging. I was standing right next to his son, Brexton, in staging. I walked right next to Ryan Newman. I mean, that guy's a NASCAR legend. Ryan Newman, he was walking around here. His daughter was racing, I think in the A-class, in the winged A-class, I don't remember. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that. I wanted to stop him and shake his hand, take a picture, but I know those guys get bugged all the time, and they're people just like you and me, and I wouldn't hate necessarily getting stopped all the time, getting that kind of attention, but when it's just constant, when you're trying to walk through a building and you just can't take 3 steps without someone stopping you for something, I'm sure it gets annoying after a while, and I didn't want to be that guy. And you know what? Being right next to him while he was sitting there working on his starter's car, that was cool. That's one of the most famous NASCAR drivers that exists. And so just to be able to stand next to him and know that he was right there, it was just cool. It was awesome. That's enough for me. I'm not really, I need to capture it on my phone to save the memory kind of guy. Even though I'm a photographer, that kind of seems counterintuitive, but that's just how I am. I would much rather live in the moment than sit there and try to capture it all the time. Even though it's my job, I know that sounds weird, but I know those guys get bugged enough, and I don't want to be that guy. But I met Kyle Larson, shook his hand, because we were standing there waiting for, he was waiting for his daughter Audrey's main event to go. And so I just walked over and said, hey, I got to shake your hand. You're a hero. He absolutely a hero. The guy's a badass driver. The guy went from dirt. I watched him win at Tulsa Thunderbolt at my home track. I don't know how many times. And then now the guy's a NASCAR, two-time NASCAR Cup champion. It's just, that guy's a hero. I had to shake his hand. I had to meet him. The only guy that I would ever just go, you know what? I don't care. I have to meet you. I have to shake your hand. I have to take a picture of you is Jeff Gordon. That guy is my hero. I grew up watching him and Dale Earnhardt and that rivalry go on. It was amazing watching that with my dad every Sunday, watching those guys race, or Saturday night, depending on what race it was. Some of the Bristol races, or some of the night races. One of them's at Bristol. Being on Saturday night was cool too, you know. So to see those guys, when they turn the heaters on, holy crap! I'm standing right under a hot blast of air, and I just start sweating immediately. That's the only guy that I would not hesitate to go and bother, because he is a legend, NASCAR royalty, you know, akin to the Petties. I would absolutely stop him and be like, I have to shake your hand, I have to take a picture, because you are my biggest hero. Between Jeff Gordon and Troy Aikman, those are my two biggest heroes. I'd love to, absolutely love to be able to meet them and take a picture. But anyway, those guys being here was really cool. I don't think Christopher Bell was here. If he was, I didn't see him. Ty Gibbs was here. I didn't see him walking around a whole lot. I saw him in his car a bunch. That was pretty cool. Kyle Busch was here. Chase Cabre was here. Haley Deegan was here. I didn't see either one of them, but I know that they were here. Haley Deegan's cool. I've been following her for a long time. But yeah, just meeting those people, just being around all this stuff, it was just awesome. I've never worked harder in my life at this. Anyway, I'm probably averaging 10,000 steps a day in this big ass building. I was so worried about getting content for everybody, making sure I knew where everybody was and what they were doing at every time. Hardly ate anything, so I know I lost weight. But to be able to do this is awesome. I don't care. I'm not complaining at all. All of this was fun. This was great, and I really hope that I can do it again sometime soon. I'm dead tired right now. I cannot wait to go home. I'm not even going to upload any of this stuff to my computer. I'm just going to go home. I'm going to eat, and I'm going to go to bed. I'll get up in the morning and worry about it later. We're not leaving until Monday morning, so I've got something like 36 hours. Just do whatever the hell I want. So it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I loved every part. My favorite part of it had to have been the track walk with all of the different states and their flags and everything. That was cool. To be able to see all of the drivers walk this whole track and have their flags represented, and all of the people cheering and everything. It was just awesome. It was amazing. So it was really cool. The whole experience was fun. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully I get the chance to do it again. Like I said, I'm going to try Chili Bowl eventually. I'm definitely going to try and go to this next year. We'll have to see how that works out. I know it's a lot to ask of my wife. She's got to trust me, and she's got to be able to put up with the kids for that long. So we'll see. But overall, it was great. I have to thank everybody that supported me, everybody that decided to go with me. There's a lot of people that show up here with cameras, a lot of people. There is no shortage of content creators with a camera of some sort that are taking pictures or doing video or social media reels, whether it's with a pro level camera or their phone or some Nikon they found on eBay for $100. There's no shortage. So for someone to choose me over all those people, for whatever reason they did, and it doesn't matter to me why they chose me, but that they chose me, it's awesome. I was lucky to be able to get it done. It looks like there's some celebrations going on. I think that was one of the winners. Came out here. It's probably just like them, family, maybe a team member. So they're out on the winner's circle right now. We're here somewhere celebrating. But it was awesome. It was fun. I've never walked so much. I've never been so tired, ready for bed. I've also never been so not looking forward to stare at a screen for the next 3 weeks to get all this stuff out to people. I've got reels to do, photos to do. I think I took something, last time I checked I had 6,500, and that's before today. So we'll see how many I have. Well, last time I checked, I had about 750 videos. So, and that's not including my vlog that I've got to edit all together. But like I said, I'm thankful that that I have been able to do this, that I knew the people that I knew, that I had the wife that I had, that I knew the customers, to be able to have all of this come together to the point where I had a way to get here, I had a place to stay, I had customers that were willing to pay me to support me while I did this, and a wife to be able to stay at home while I did this, while I played around with the camera dirt track for a week. Without all of that coming together, I wouldn't have been able to do this. So it's awesome. And I know I'm lucky to be able to do it. And, you know, there's a lot of people that wish they could do stuff like this. There's a lot of people that try to do stuff like this and it never works. You know, so I know that I'm lucky. And I've got a lot longer to go. My goal is to get to a point this year in 2026 where I can hire someone to shoot with me. So it takes a little bit of stress off of me. It takes a little bit off my table that I have to worry about. And I can have them just go do this or that or whatever, and I can just focus on what I'm focusing on. So that's my goal. And like I said, I'm lucky to be able to be at a point where that's something I can even choose to focus on. Because there's some people that don't ever get to that point. They don't have enough success or enough support to where they can even think about that. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I know that I'm good at what I do. I'm not the best, but I know that I'm good at what I do. So I know that, like I said, I'm lucky enough to be able to have people that are willing to trust me with all this stuff. So, but I feel like I'm rambling now. I'm just walking around an empty track. Actually, I'm gonna put this mic down for a second. I'll flip it for a second. But this is the track. I'm standing in turn 2 right now. So that's 1, 2 backstretch, 3, 4. Finish line's over there. I'm gonna walk over to the front because I'm gonna show you guys the curb that's been biting people all week. The people would ride up on the curb and then they'd go for a ride. So I'm gonna go show you guys. Ooh, the kid just ate. It looks like he got right back up. It was all right, man, to be 5 again. So this is the front stretch. This is going into 1, but there's this curb all along. This is going into 1. That's kind of where the cushion starts. But right here, this is what's been biting people all week. There's this curb or like berm that kind of goes up the cement barriers. And people have they'll get their front wheel, the right front wheel onto it. It'll hook them and turn them right. They just ride up it and then they just go for a ride. And it's been biting people all week. Some people are able to save it, some people aren't. But it's been the bane of everybody's existence for the better part of 5 days. So I just want to show you guys how high it went up. And that's just from, you know, cars riding it. They come off this turn. They come off this turn and then go up here and then hit this and then try to use that for bite so they can keep their momentum as they go into 1. And sometimes they would just get a little too far and then I would bite them. They go for rides. So they go and hit it, go up, and then usually what would happen is their left front would dig in and then they go for a tumble down the front stretch. There's a couple cars that did it. You can see the damage from the fence or in the fence from the cars. There's a little bit of a hole right here. It's not too bad, but some of them are bent in from where the cars hit. This one's a little worse. So you can see it kind of curls around. And this was repaired. This isn't the damage just left over. This is after it's been fixed by the track crew. This is all just yanked out. I mean, just a big ass hole right there. There's more down here. There's a big dent right there. I know TJ Smith, I think I see it. TJ Smith got caught up in someone's left rear or right rear and he just stopped. I think it's that pole right there because I'm pretty sure this is where he came to a stop. I don't remember where I was sitting. But you can see the dent in his car left in the pole right there. This fence is just mangled. He came down this way. He kind of got squeezed up, wrong place, wrong time mostly. But he kind of got squeezed up. He started to ride up here and then his front bumper or his right front just stopped right there and he just kind of sat down like this. And it looked like it hurt. There was a couple wrecks from here. There was the infamous dumpster landing. A guy went for a ride coming into 1. He hit this whole gap that's right here. There's nothing here. Cleared this fence just enough to get over it, start to settle down, and he landed in one of these dumpsters. If I can see it on flow, I'm gonna post it and show you guys. I tried to find the guy to get a t-shirt, but I couldn't find him. I don't know where he was. I tried to walk around the pits to find him because I saw a few people with his t-shirt and I wanted to get one because it was hilarious. It had a picture of his car in the dumpster and it said win it or bin it. It was hilarious and I wanted to buy one, but couldn't find him. I don't know where he was. I got to walk out that way, so I'm going to try one more time to see if I can find him if he's still here. It's possible that he's not, which is a bummer, but I thought it was funny. They jumped right on that, so it was pretty good. But anyway, again, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm talking a lot about nothing, but whatever. I'll put this all together, put a little edit together maybe just to kind of show you guys what I caught, and I'll have this posted. I don't know, by the time you guys see this, it'll probably be a couple weeks after it's completed. Chili Bowl will probably go on. I bet you I'll probably be sitting down editing this while the Chili Bowl is going on because I think it's 4 days. And I can sit there and turn that on and veg out to that while I edit, get some stuff done. All I know is that as soon as I get home, I'm not looking at my computer screen for a day or two. I'm just gonna sit there and watch TV with my kids, just have fun with them. They haven't seen me in days. Every time we FaceTime, they always ask, the oldest one asks when I'm gonna be home. So I always ask, when are you coming back? When are you coming home? When are you coming home? So let's stay with them. We're gonna watch some stupid movies that they like. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I think, is the oldest ones right now. and the youngest ones is Mario. One of the twins likes Bowser. He pretends to be Bowser all the time, and the other one just likes Princess Peach. So that's what I'm looking forward to, but I won't be home for a few days. So thank you guys for watching this. I try to make this content. I don't make any money off of YouTube. It doesn't pay anything at all. And then it just seems to get worse and worse every year, which I don't really care. I don't make it to get rich or to get paid. I make it because I like it. I like showing people what I do. You know, it provides a good, like BTS, I guess, not the K-pop band, of what it is that I do. It's pretty cool. So for you guys that, you know, subscribe and watch this, it means a lot, because I try to make it entertaining. I try to make it fun. I try to make it something that people want to actually sit down and watch. I don't know how well I'm doing. I don't know. I just do it. I just kind of do what I like to do, and sometimes people don't like it. Sometimes people do, whatever. So if you stick around and watch it, or you subscribe to me, it's awesome. Thank you. And if you don't, well then, whatever, I guess. Anyway, I will talk to you guys a little bit, maybe tomorrow during the day while I'm editing or whatever. I'm gonna come back and do some drone shots of the big driller up front in the building. Maybe I'll talk to you guys while I'm doing that. I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna go find something to eat. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna set all of this down, and I'm going to sleep for like, I don't know, 12 hours or however long. So I will see you guys whenever I see you guys again.